Hey guys, this is Heretic, and now that the closed beta 1 for King of Wonders is over, I thought I would let you know what I think about the game and maybe discuss some of the features, including some of the PvP I was finally able to participate in, and just some of the other things I saw in the game that I thought were kind of cool and different. For one, I mean, look at this map. This is a zoomed out version of the map. You'll also see some really cool things. This, for example, what's happening here is my alliance is taking over some of the buildings that are on the map, and this is a really cool feature in that to expand your territory, instead of putting flags or something like that to expand, you take over actual buildings, static buildings that are there. And it's a really cool concept as you go through and you take one of these as an alliance and you're fighting against the PC, NPCs. And once you win this the first time, everyone gets a reward. It's kind of a way to expand your territory, and you're also getting something out of it. Everybody is getting something out of it. The map itself is really cool and it's huge. One of the things, and look at this, animations are nice here. Once you do take this, what happens is that area where that building is now becomes your territory, and your players that are within that territory can't be attacked by other alliances outside of your territory, or they can't just port over or anything like that. They can't attack you as long as you're in your territory. So to get attacked, they would have to go take these buildings from you and expand their territories into yours. And so it's a different concept than what I've seen in other games, and I like it. Another thing you'll notice, and you'll see it appear in these videos, is you can do formations. And so formations allow you to combine your marches. So you can see here on the right hand side, I have 4 of these hero type characters. Each one of those has its own march. And I can combine 3 of them into a formation. And you'll see that every once in a while, it'll be like a gold triangle with 3 characters on it. And then once they hit that target, they'll split up into their own groups. But that formation that you choose actually gives you different buffs, and depending on the level of the formation. So you can rank up the formation as well. But depending on the formation that you choose, one of your marches could have like a crit buff or a reduced damage type buff or something like that. And you'll see right now that if you look closely, you can see several marches from the same person, and we just won that battle. And so now we own this area. And in our mail right now, you can see I have 2 over there. You actually get you actually get a kind of a bonus. And this is looking at the overall map and the areas that we own and the actions that the Alliance is actually doing right now. Here's a quick kind of look through the Alliance tech and different options that you have in the Alliance menu. Here's another attack that we have where there's additional buildings that we're taking, and we're expanding our territory. And we eventually attack another alliance's building and take it away from them. The interesting thing in that case, even in this case, is that you can attack someone's actual march. So if my march is attacking a building, the enemy could come in and attack that individual march and knock it out. And so you can see some of the rewards that I'm getting here. So the PvP is very interesting in that there's a huge map, and you want to take as much territory as you possibly can. And the territory, it gives you buffs owning these buildings, and the first kills on them as well give you some nice rewards. You do have to remember, like when a battle's over, to send your marches back. And you can see my marches heading home right now. You can kind of see in the overall map what we own and what we don't. The red areas are owned by other alliances. Here, and there's a formation real quick. Yeah, you can see a formation heading out there. It's kind of interesting. You can also attack. So if one of your enemies is in an area, and there's another look at the formation, it's really cool actually. But if one of your enemies is not in their territory, if they're either in a neutral territory that's not owned by another by their alliance, or if they're in our territory, you can actually attack them. And so I do a bit of that here. And so on this, and when you're attacking the buildings, and here's looking at the overall map, you can see all of those red little towers are enemy castles, non-alliance castles. The blue ones on the map are part of my alliance. So you'll see some of those as well. You can see the monsters on the map. You can see the different Luna caves on the map and their level. It's kind of interesting. You can also see these grand cities on the left, and we never get high enough during this beta to take one of those out. So these buildings all have different levels. And so, of course, you start with the smaller ones and you build up to the bigger ones. And I'm sure the bigger ones give a lot better rewards and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting to look at the map and how you move across. You see, I have one march by itself, and then I have a formation coming in as well. So this is kind of a good example of what a formation looks like as it attacks, and it splits up right there. Yeah. And so one thing you'll notice is look at the health of each of those marches, and you see the Brianna about to die, and it runs back, and the other one that dies runs back, and they run back to your home castle, and your barracks are constantly building troops up to the kind of max that it can have. And what it does is when that march gets back, it fills in that march again by what you've selected as what you want in those marches, and then you can send the march out again to fight. So you don't lose any troops forever. Your barracks are constantly building. And so this castle, as I attack it, you could see it right there, replenished, and I could send those marches out, and I just have to click each one of those characters on the right, and I can just send it to go. And once you completely wipe out the enemy, and it's in the beta at least, it doesn't take that long, they disappear off of the map. They're teleported away. And yeah, so what you do is, and the same on the buildings, you fight it until it doesn't have any more troops, and then once the fighting's over, then you're just hitting their walls until it's down. So that happens with buildings, and it happens against players as well. On the left-hand side, you can see where it says Luna Cave Record. Those are the different quests that I have available. Each one of those give resource rewards. Also on the top right, you see events. That's another place for different types of rewards that come through. On those, during the beta, there were several different types, which was good because it gave me some of the items I needed to roll for more of these commanders. When you roll for the commander, you could get a whole commander or you can get a fragment. You need fragments to level them up. So you'll see some of them are 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, etc. Of course, the higher, the better. But overall, I really, really enjoyed the beta. I know it was the closed beta 1, and for me, it seems like it's pretty close to launch. Honestly, the amount of issues that were found were relatively minor. It's I think it's going to do pretty well when it hits the market. It was a lot of fun in the beta, and the Discord, which I'll add here for the game. A lot of the people that participated in the beta, of course, were like, "Hey, bring it back. We're ready to play it some more. We missed the game." So as soon as the next version of the beta comes out and I find out about it, hopefully I'll find out about it, I'll let you know. All right, so that you can participate. All right, take care.